The time is now 1 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the first item on the agenda today is Leslie Blakley from the Senior Center with a voucher approval and a vehicle update.
Yes. So I'm pleased to report that vehicles are running smoothly now. We've gotten both of the vehicles that we were promised for this year. So that is looking a lot better than this time last year where we were at. So then I just need to submit our Q2 operating claim for NDOT. And I'll slide that down with a blue pen. You'll see that you should have a copy.
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
find that one.
Yes. You'll see that we had funds remaining between the small amount, just under 10,000 that's left through PMTF, our state funding that's available, and then the federal funding that we have remaining is $286,186. Of that, this request is for $96,684.
Any questions for Leslie?
No.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the voucher.
So moved.
And I'll second the motion. And call for the vote. All those in favor raise your right hand, and opposed the same. That passes unanimously. 2 members present. I should note that Teresa is out ill today.
And just under personal signature down there, Chad. I usually have that filled out. I apologize.
I got you.
And I'll fill the rest in.
Okay.
Thank you. No signature needed from you.
Yeah,
Nope, we're good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up is Dale Buuck from the Economic Development Corporation.
Good afternoon. Just a couple of quick updates on things that are going on either in our office or around the region with some of the broader economic development items, regional groups and others are working on. I think the last time I was here, I told you a little bit about the READY grant. Andy knows a little bit about it because of his work with redevelopment. But Whitley County, these are state dollars that you can apply for. They match any public dollars along with some private investment dollars that somebody might put into the project. Just a handful, projects that qualify for this are like downtown vibrancy, workforce housing, and entrepreneurship and some of those kind of things. Whitley County is applied for 2. They are both around housing initiatives and the support of water and sewer to make those happen. That has been put on hold a little bit as far as the award for those kind of things, because there's a pretty big housing symposium next week that a lot of people all over the region are attending. I'll be there. And then based off that, there's been some housing studies, there's been a few other things. Just kind of looking at the need, we can all kind of guess what housing needs there are, but they like us to do a little bit more, data collection, whether that's multifamily or townhomes or apartments or those kind of things. So it'll be good to see what comes out of that housing symposium, and then kind of helps us direct what we want to do in the area for housing needs. So I'm looking forward to that. And then along those lines, the regional development group in Northeast Indiana finally has a signed grant agreement with the IDC for those grants I took. A couple other, I think, promising things that I'm working on and with the broadband task force and Zaxxon. We're going to present just some updates tomorrow on County Council. We had Lakeland here not that long ago to present. SURF has been pretty successful in bidding on some homes that applied or did the speed test. and they were awarded grants. It was like 60 homes that got the grant, but the way CERC might be laying the fiber, they're gonna make it available to almost 1,000 homes. CERC has asked for funds, matching public funds in the past. They'll do it again. We're not ready to yet because we're still trying to figure out what that will be. But I'm also pleased because of the task force working with all the parties. We may, I think, be pretty close to a kind of a formal agreement between Lakeland, which is a fixed wireless, to really get into some of those obscure rural areas, working in concert with CERC and the RMC. So it's nice that everybody's working together because, you know, it's fair to say, hey, wait, why do these people get the attention of dollars and what about me? So we're trying to make sure everybody is taken care of. And with the follow-on be federal dollars that are coming, the goal is every single home in every community be connected. So we're still working towards that. I think just some of the other general things we're working on, we still have seen some interest, a little bit of interest in certain battery suppliers that are supporting the Samsung facility in Kokomo. So some of the leads that I've been seeing are for buildings that are those suppliers. They're also looking kind of the Fort Wayne area, so that's good. And we still are seeing some leads, especially inquiring about our building, our shell building we have on 100 in the food processing and medical device. So those are just kind of some of the things we continue to work on.
Great. Any
Thank you.
questions?
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate the update. The next item on the agenda is Brad Allen, County Engineer with the Whitley County Vision Zero Resolution. You just want to give a high-level overview of what Vision Zero is and what we're hoping to accomplish.
Yes, so Vision Zero is a concept, a mind frame, it's being adopted more or less worldwide. It started in Europe. And the idea is that roadway accidents are not inevitable. And we, as roadway owners, can start taking steps to reduce or eliminate fatal and severe injury crashes on our network by using data and doing strategic projects throughout the county. This resolution kind of says that we're buying into this idea and we're kind of taking the step to take ownership of it and start reducing crashes in our county. And it'll be used as a basis for the safety action plan that we should be receiving a draft for anytime.
Right, and we did a study, right, or we're in the process of having that study completed that shows the hot spots basically on a map, the heat map. But that doesn't include state roads, right?
We are including state roads that have intersections with county roads in case if it's, you know, a particularly bad spot,
Yep.
we can work with the state to help improve that. Because it is in the county. And then so, you know, it's usually pretty ambitious. We're saying we want to eliminate fatal crashes on roads. And it did give us quite a bit of time frame on this resolution, I think 40 years to reduce zero. The resolution itself was reviewed by HWA and American Construction Plan and by, it's been a year, but you reviewed it last September. I believe. So, all that they had issued.
Yeah, okay. Any questions, Rob?
I have none.
This is resolution number 2024-15.
I would move to approve resolution 2024-15 as presented.
And I'll second the motion. Is there any further discussion?
Hopefully we get there.
Hearing no further discussion, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And opposed, the same, and that motion carries with 2 members present.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
We are skipping past the JAVS maintenance agreement, and we'll go to the next item on the agenda, which is Micropulse. 1st, Pulse Road Improvement Funding at 600 East and State Road 14.
Yeah, so Micropulse is looking to, we've done a bunch of engineering and some drawings anyways, about 700 feet of 600 east, be north of State Road 14. So we're looking at, for your permission to improve that piece of roadway to our driveway. And then also, we're gonna fix the flares on 14, which is a lot of limestone and potholes.
Okay. If you wouldn't mind, could you introduce yourself
Yeah,
just
sure.
for the minute?
I'm Zach Beard, the infrastructure manager
Okay.
at Micropulse,
Gotcha.
representing for Brian Emmer.
And have we shared any of this with you yet? So, so we were approached, there's a new addition at Micropulse and there's an additional entrance on 600 East. And from that entrance to the intersection of State Road 14, Micropulse would like to make those improvements at their expense. And we're open to the idea. So we're here to gather more information and figure out from this information how we would need to proceed with some sort of, I don't know if it would need like an indemnification or an MOU or, something to that effect, but.
Yeah, I think something pretty simple of, them agreeing to build it are you gonna take it over when it's done?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't be a private road. We're not vacating, so
Yeah.
it would have to be obviously to our standards.
Yeah, build to your specs, indemnify you for construction, and a pretty simple agreement, I think, to get it done.
Yeah. So what, at this point, like what is the plan? So you said something about the flare and the.
Yeah, so with NDOT, we talked to NDOT already, showed them prints, they've seen it. Jason Hanaway over there has basically given it a green light, but we do need to have the county apply for a permit to improve that flaring, right?
Okay.
Because there's a certain recipe of asphalt mix that has to be up against State Road 14. We have that all on the civil drawing, which Jason's seen and he's approved. Just what we'd like to do is have you guys, I need Whitley County Highway Department to fill out and apply for the permit. We're willing to help whatever is needed in that regard, as far as information and data. We don't know what permit that is. We tried to ask Jason, he keeps referring us to the county highway department. So I think we got a little bit of research to do there.
Ryan is here from the highway department. Ryan, do you know the permit that we're talking about, or
I don't, but
we'll have to do some digging? Huh?
I can work with my NDOT contact to get the permits.
Okay,
Try to. I know at one point, not to hijack your presentation, but
No, you're fine.
Mr. Emmerich had also talked about deceleration lane. Is that still in the works?
As of this point, we just want to increase the flares out to the edge of the stove.
Okay.
We did look at some of that other stuff, but I think NDOT would be after a traffic study and it'd be very intense, probably where we're hoping if things go well, we'd love to do it before winter, so that we can clean that up and make it a safer intersection. Alliance feed, there's a lot of trucks turning on that road. We estimate our increase would be like 20% on traffic.
okay. What's your initial thoughts?
If you could email me the plans,
Sure.
and then I can put an agreement together where we'll agree to apply for the permit, and then they'll indemnify us and do the work, and I think we can get that together pretty quickly.
Okay. Yeah, do you know Andy Boxberger?
I don't, he'd have these
Or some-
copies, but if you want visual copies, I'd be happy.
I'll just take those, that's fine.
Yep, I brought these extras, so.
Okay.
There's the NDOT all of that maintenance plan, but I can get more copies as well as needed.
Maybe just write your email in there for me.
Yep.
It's nice to see Micropulse continue to grow.
Yep.
We appreciate the willingness to make these improvements. I know that there will be a significant increase, so we're grateful for that. And at this time, I could say that we are in favor and on board with your plan. So we'll just turn that over to Andy to draft the documents.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions or that? You just
Yeah,
direct.
I'll be in touch.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are actually skipping past the item changes in Indiana law as well. That's just not quite ready to discuss. And before we move on to facility requests, tomorrow morning, commissioners are going before council to ask for an allocation from ARPA for improvements to our community corrections facility. This was something that was planned for in our initial ARPA resolution, our initial ARPA plan. At that time, council did not allocate the funds. They opted to allocate project by project rather than allocate for the commissioner's ARPA plan. So it is an agenda item for them that the commissioners will be going and saying, we want to follow through with this plan. We've had a structural engineer come in, evaluate the building, and we know what improvements we'd like to make. So just from, Andy, from your perspective, is there anything that we need to be sure?
No, if it's in your original plan, I think you're good to go.
Yeah, it was part of our original ARPA plan, and I just wanted to mention that before we start wrapping up the meeting. So I think Commissioner Schuman will be presenting, and I don't know if you carried in that information. But anyway, we have a plan. We know what we'd like to do, and I just wanted to, while we were all here, make sure that we didn't need to take any additional action today before going to council. So the next item on the agenda, we do have 2 facility requests. But you take one and I'll take the other.
Okay. This request is from the Whitley County Domestic Violence Task Force, and they would like to do a Chalk It Up Domestic Violence Awareness Month. They're requesting to use the Courthouse Square gazebo on October 5th, 2024, with a rain date of October 12th, 2024, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So I would move to approve this request as presented.
I'll second. And call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And opposed, the same, and that passes. And then I have one from an organization called the Veg Academy. The purpose is to have a rally titled Let's Beat Breast Cancer Rally. This would be on October 19th or 20th, but they prefer the 20th. It looks like maybe they're requesting the 19th as an alternative date. They'd like to do this rally from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. They've agreed to all the terms. And I don't know that we have much additional information on that, but I would like to move forward.
I move to approve that request as presented.
And I'll second your motion. And call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same, and that motion carries. Next item on the agenda is accounts payable and payroll.
So I had the opportunity to go up Friday and look over the accounts payable and finish the last 2 this morning, and didn't see anything out of order, so I'll move to approve accounts payable.
Okay, I'll second the motion and call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And opposed, the same. Accounts payable is approved.
There was also a payroll run that looked to be everything in order, so I will move to approve that payroll.
And I'll second your motion and call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same, and that passes. And the last agenda item today is our previous meeting minutes approval. Have you had a chance to review the minutes?
I have, somewheres. So I'll move to approve the minutes as presented.
Okay, I'll second the motion and call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same, and that carries. At this time, we'll open up for public comment. If anyone would like to come forward, please introduce yourself. And
Hi,
hi,
Sonia Emmerich, and I'm here to just talk to you really shortly about the Indiana Barn Foundation. It is, our goal is to preserve these heritage landmarks across the state of Indiana. Myself and Jill McDivitt she's on the board of directors and I am a county representative. On September 14th, Governor Eric Holcomb is giving us a proclamation of Indiana Barn Foundation Week. And so I just want to make you aware of it. We go from different counties every year, and we do barn tours. And on September 14th, we will be touring barns down in Shelby County. Previously, they've been as close as Allen County. It's definitely something that Whitley County could benefit from tourism and everything else. Just want people to be aware and know the value and the historical value of our Indiana heritage barns. The state has worked with us a lot. It's relatively new, and we do barn assessments across the state to help people preserve their barns. Also, we always like to make people aware that the state has given a form that you can get a tax assessment deduction value for these historical barns. Anything 50 years older, they have to meet some codes and stuff. It's all on our website. Our assessor upstairs does a great job on this. They know exactly what you're talking about. And once you fill it out, it travels with the barn. So even when the property is sold. I also have a list of our board of directors, Kent Mager, and everybody else. And so I just want to make you aware of that. I want to leave you guys the brochures that the state published for us, and then you can just leave them in public areas or anybody that you think might be interested in historical barns. And also there's information on how to sign up to become a member if anybody's ever interested, and also how to get these barns saved, doing assessments or anything else like that. We do have monthly letters, and we do work with the Indiana Landmark, Historical Landmark Association. So thank you for your time.
thank you.
Thank you. Several of my barns are in this program, so very good thing.
Yes,
Thank you.
they're definitely historical landmarks that are. So, thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? Andy, anything to add?
Nope.
Rob?
I have nothing.
Tiffany? I do have one just quick question for you. You had sent an email last week to the commissioners, and in your email, you had said that you're not any longer going to do agendas. And I just wanted to understand that a little better, like, just for clarification, like, what are we talking about?
I'm just basically getting everything prepared and have ready. The example being a couple items on here that I was told to put on, I didn't have any paperwork to send for agenda packet information anyway. I think a lot of counties that have assistants and things like that usually prepare those agendas and move off of that. So it just makes sense with 90% of everything coming in from you guys or your assistant for them to just be able to take that over.
Okay. So that's something that I've been processing, and I'm just trying to understand a little better where you're coming from, right? So I hear you. So I guess we'll continue the conversation, and and I assume that also applies to council, that you'll not be doing.
No, because I am actually supposed to, well, for them, it's essentially the same thing, but they don't have an assistant that would do that for them. So I'm still okay to continue that.
So so it's never been part of the commissioner's assistants' duties or responsibility in their job description. And I've always kind of defaulted or deferred to what Indiana code says.
Mhm.
And it's my understanding in Indiana code that the auditor serves as the clerk to both the executive and the fiscal bodies. And I would interpret that or believe that that means that the clerk is the person who prepares the documents for the meeting.
According to the state, I did reach out to them as well, because I obviously want to make sure I have everything in order with that, that's unfortunately minutes. And it states that in both the codes for executive and fiscal body. And there's other stipulations in there. If you have over 100,000 residents, then there's more additional duties, but the minutes are a requirement, but to actually house and do all of that is not.
Okay. Well, I think that's something that we'll have to investigate a little
Sure.
more.
Absolutely.
So we'll keep moving that and move forward. Andy will probably be reaching out just for some interpretation or, of Indiana code.
Okay.
With that and how that applies. And other than that, aside from that, I have nothing to add. So at this time, we'll adjourn the meeting.